this is Andy Shield once again. As we move through into segment 2 of the legislative branch, we are going to be going over Congress and its members. The United States Congress, which the legislative branch entitles its working body, is made of two bicameral entities, Bicameral meaning two. And the two heads of the Congress are the House of Representatives and the United States Senate. Now, originally, the United States had a unicameral or a one-bodied House for its legislative branch. And really, that was a very large and confusing and unproductive entity in the federal government. When the Constitution was written replacing the Articles of Confederation, they came up with a bicameral legislature consisting of this House of Representatives, which is elected or based on popular representation, and the United States Senate, which is configured based on equal representation. This means, in other words, that the House of Representatives is based on population. The larger states have more representatives. Take, for instance, the state of California with 52 members to the United States House of Representatives, whereas the state of Alaska, which is a much smaller state in population, only has one member of the United States House of Representatives. The Senate, however, is based on equal representation. Each state has 2 senators. So regardless of how big or small you are, Michigans, the Ohios, the Pennsylvanias, which are moderately larger states as compared to perhaps a South Dakota, an Idaho, or a Montana, which are considered much smaller states, you all have 2 U.S. senators. So when it's all said and done, we have 535 members of the United States Congress, 435 here in the House of Representatives, and 100 in the Senate. And might as well put the word members in there as well. Now, the requirements for becoming a member of the House of Representatives: you must be 25 years old. And you must have been a U.S. citizen for the last 7 years. And you must be a resident of a district. That is, you must reside in the domain of your elected area. So if you live in the west side of Detroit, you must represent that area. You can't represent Lansing in the United States House of Representatives. In the Senate, you have to be 30 years old. And you must have been a U.S. citizen for 9 years. And unlike the House of Representatives, where you have to live in a certain district, you need to be a resident of that state. So take, for instance, the former U.S. Senator and current Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton. She was the First Lady of the United States, and prior to that, she was the First Lady of Arkansas. She lived in Arkansas with her husband, at that time Governor Bill Clinton. He became president of the United States. They moved to Washington, D.C. Upon his second term concluding, she moved to New York and became a senator for the state of New York in the U.S. Senate. And obviously now she is the Secretary of State, and that time has already come and gone as well. But you need to be a state resident to become a senator and a district resident in the House of Representatives. And once again, the shared responsibility of lawmaking is the goal and the intention of the entire United States Congress. These are the members of Congress and how they are divided in a bicameral legislature.